Hey everybody, great to have you back here in the fish tank. Back to Minion Masters today, and we're going to talk about something a little different today. We're going to talk about a gameplay bug, and indeed one that has been being abused. And unfortunately, some people have been abusing this bug for potentially a couple of seasons to get right to the top of the leaderboard. So that's really frustrating, but also surprising that it hasn't been pointed out so far. Now, we know Minions has quite a few bugs, but gameplay bugs, especially those that can be abused, generally get fixed pretty quickly. And as this bug came to light, it has indeed also been fixed pretty quickly. There was a patch today for the new season, and a hotfix also dropped today to solve this patch. But let's talk about the bug and see how powerful it is. Okay, so we're talking about a bug with Feng the Wanderer. Now, Feng the Wanderer has been very in vogue for the last few seasons in solos. Seems like a decent card, but there is also a bug with it, and the bug is to do with the way that he grants these positive effects. Now, if you're not familiar with how Feng works, when you spawn him, you get a positive effect on him based on the other cards in your hand. So when you spawn him, you'll have 3 other cards in your hand, so you can have up to 3 different faction cards in your hand, and depending on the faction, that depends on the buff. So here we can see, if it's an accursed card, he gets Spirit, Crystal Elf, Mana Surge, Empyrean, gains Bulwark, Outlander, he gets a Nat, Scrat, 3 Scrats, Slither, he inflicts poison on attack, Stoutheart inflicts slow on attack, Voidborn gains Rage, and Zenshi gains Giant Growth. Now, he's been in the game for quite some time and this has been working very well, but some unscrupulous players somehow managed to figure out that if you spawn him at the same time that you're spawning something that gives you a random card, so we're talking about the things that I've seen it with are Blind Date and the Cheese Date. I couldn't get it to work with the Ritual of Servitude because you don't quite have enough mana to spawn it at the same time. Potentially in late game you could do it, I'm not sure. Never saw that triggered. So the idea, basically the way the bug works is when you spawn Feng and this other card, both the minions pop out at the same time and they both get the buffs. Now this is where the bug occurs, and we can actually see it in action. So we've got a few videos here that we can check out. So let's bring this up on my screen. Okay, so remember we're talking about Blind Date, and the way you do it, or the way that I've seen it done and tried it myself, you spawn the Blind Date and then straight after that you spawn Feng, so like the both minions come into being at the same time. Now remember that you get a buff based on the cards in your hand, the faction of them. So what we're going to see here, we just start this video. So Blind Date has been dropped. Okay. So at the moment, our hand, we've got Feng, and then the 3 buffs he's going to get are we've got an Outlander card, so that's going to give us a Nat. We have a Slither card in Ritual of Servitude, which is going to give us poison on attack, and we have the Scrats in the Cheese Date, which is going to give us additional Scrats. So we can see what happens when we spawn Feng at exactly the same time as they pop out. Boom. So we have Feng with the Nat, with the 3 Scrats and a Nat. Then we have the unit that came out of the Blind Date. This is a living statue that also has the Scrats with it and also has a Nat escorting it. And then we'll see when Feng starts attacking, he has this attack on hit as well. So we can see exactly there all of this extra value on the Blind Date. And then we've got a couple of other examples where we can see some different variants. And as I said, this can work with Cheese Date as well. Right, so similar thing again. We're going to drop the Blind Date. And then as we drop the Blind Date, our hand is Feng, plus we have the Cloud Cover, which is Stormbringer's alt perk. Alt perks exist. And the alt perk is a Zenshi card, so that should give Giant Growth. Then we have the Scrats, and then we have the Nats again. So let's have a look at what happens. Boom. We get a Defenso with Giant Growth. Defenso, of course, not a Zenshi card, so you very rarely, well, you never see a non-Zenshi card with Giant Growth because it's their faction bonus. So we see a Defenso with Giant Growth, and then we see all the extra Scrats, plus they have a Nat on each of them. So again, a lot of extra value when you shouldn't be getting it. And then our final example here, Just play it on a little bit. And again, we see blind date was dropped. Feng's about to be played. And again, our hand status is scrat card. So that should give us scrats. Voidborn card, so that should give us rage. And another Voidborn card, so that kind of just gets wasted. So we should have rage plus scrats. And let's have a look. Boom. We get a Crystal Sentry with scrats. You can see it's red. It has rage. So again, a lot of extra value there. Okay, so that shows you exactly what the bug is and how it works and how you can utilize it. But of course it's been patched out, so you can't do it. I would never do one of these videos talking about a bug that can be abused unless it had been removed. Very disappointing that people have been using this. Of course bugs exist, but people that abuse bugs, I'm very disappointed in certain people that have done this. I know they won't care, but I do. But of course, if you find a gameplay bug, report it, and if it's something that can be abused, it will be fixed. Some people think that abusing gameplay bugs is part of the game. To me, definitely not. And they should definitely be fixed. And good job on the devs for getting this one fixed quickly. Anyway, just a bit of... some people might find that interesting. If you did, thumbs up, subscribe. I'm Bad as a Fish, and this is An Awkward Wave.